Tell me why this is only at 8.5 million listens.
Because one, it is 87 beats per minute.
Ooh, slow as mud.
And it has a pan flute. And I'm not sure that Zamfir really is resonating here.
Is it so bad that I couldn't think of the word pan flute, so I wrote jungle flute in my notes?
Can't unhear it. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum. This is a show about the 500 albums that Rolling Stone says are the best, and we're gonna talk about them ad nauseum.
Welcome back to the Backwards Beats podcast. My name is Carl Carter Fansteel.
Me llamo Dan Woodard.
Ah, Espanol again, senor.
See.
I love that. He is flexing his tongue on us because we have a fun episode today. We will be looking at Daddy Yankee, the artist. And as always, I'll delegate the Spanish to you. The album is called
Barrio Fino.
It was released July 13th of 2004.
It was.
Which is crazy to me because it feels more modern. A little.
How so?
We'll put it this way. When that song Gasolina hit, I felt like it was a lot later.
Yeah.
Don't you?
Yeah.
So it took a while for that song to come around. Also, like reggaeton music was heavily influenced. It kind of made its way into pop. I'd say like early to mid 2010s.
Right.
Not 2006, 7. So it kind of took a while to creep in, it feels like.
But it actually was Daddy Yankee who planted that seed.
Ushered it.
Yeah.
And then nurtured it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that makes a lot more sense, too, if you listen to some of the production on this album.
Yeah. Yeah. Like production-wise, this album it fits to me.
2000, early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s. But I also wonder, because if those of you who do not know who Daddy Yankee is, you probably do know Gasolina. And if you don't know Gasolina, you definitely know Despacito.
Some version of it, because that thing's been remixed a few times.
Yes.
But, maybe the one with Bieber on it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, so he's really well known for that, of course. But really, he's kind of like the grandfather of reggaeton. As far as, not really, but as far as bringing it into the mainstream.
Agreed. Let's talk about reggaeton for a second.
Yeah.
What do you want to tell the people?
Well, reggae.
Yep.
Is the prefix in there. So it's basically hip hop reggae, if you really want to break it down.
I think that's a very fair, general statement.
Yep. And it came out of Trinidad and Tobago, is really where it kind of came from, as did one of the primary rhythms and beats that we'll actually talk about.
Which preceded reggaeton.
Yes.
Which is the soca, right?
The soca, right? Which actually is a portmanteau of soul of calypso.
Awesome.
What it comes from. And so it's really known by that. It's known more for its rapping style of a very monotone rapping, like a very rhythmic machine gun sort of style rapping.
Yeah, they squeeze a ton of consonants and syllables into there, don't they?
They do. And we'll talk about that a little bit later.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
What album is this on Rolling Stone's top 500 greatest albums of all time list?
This is a 473rd best album of all time.
According
to
the fine people at Rolling Stone magazine.
And the 279 other people that they enlisted to help make the list.
Indeed correct. But there's definitely some numbers on Spotify to support this as well. You would get some songs that push up into the billion listen mark, which is not something we see a lot of in this show.
Yeah, and Daddy Yankee, if you look at the Spotify numbers, he has, 55 million monthly listeners.
Ooh, that's obscene.
And I think he ranks 38 as far as streaming within Spotify, 38 in the world.
That's also an insane number.
Yeah. And it's kind of weird. When I was in my 20s, I always said, when am I actually going to get musically old? Right? My in-laws, as an example, love music, but they stopped listening. They're, quite a bit older than I am, obviously. And they kind of gave up on listening to music newer than like 1958.
Sure.
And so my sweet spot, or maybe the 60s, they do like the Beach Boys. So I'll give them the 60s.
Okay.
And, my sweet spot, if I were to put my timeline there, would have been the 90s. So I should probably stop liking music after
grunge.
After grunge, right? Which isn't true.
I had a moment maybe 10 years ago. I was like in music schools too. Like maybe it's just a little before that. I remember saying out loud over the course of months, there's nothing. I don't want to listen to anything. I was just so done. Mm-hmm. And the advantage that we have is we have streaming services and access and indie artists, and it's a much better palette to rejoin that world, right?
Yeah, for consumers, streaming is amazing. For musicians, streaming sucks.
Yes, no. Streaming sucks for profitability. There's no question about it, and we will always support the artist. For exposure, it's quite good.
Yes, it is.
So there is that
blessing and a curse.
Little upside.
Yeah, there
you
is.
can always get a Carl or a Dan to like you, and maybe then go buy a concert ticket, buy some merch.
Yeah.
And
there's a very strong chance that we will have an album on Spotify probably by the end of this year.
Yeah.
Won't we?
We will.
Of our sponsors.
Ah, that's exactly right.
Because you look surprised, like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, I did it. I pulled my eyes up and I was like, so where are we in that process in the tender month of August, Daniel?
Yeah.
No, we will be cleaning up some of our sponsored ads. We've been having some pretty serious meetings around the clock with them. And it seems like some really high quality sponsors have gotten on board. And so we'd be more than happy to get that out. I think by the end of the year it'll be a good project once we go on break, maybe to consolidate and get it out. It'd be really cool to drop it in 25.
Yeah.
Or the first day of 26, so it's forever marked.
Yeah. I think that'd be cool. We've received some interesting feedback on some of our sponsors. Mother's Harvest, I got an interesting.
Yeah, that was nice feedback there.
Yeah.
Look, anytime it's not a death threat, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So
let's do it. So let's put an album on Spotify.
How many songs? In fact, we would like to hear from you. How many pieces would you want to hear on this album for the first edition? You should hit us up on our Instagram.
At Backwards Beats Podcast.
You can email us.
backwardsbeatspodcast@gmail.com.
Or there's other ways that you can find us too.
You know what would be amazing? If you really want a voice, you could join our Patreon and we'll put a poll there.
Our free Patreon?
Our free Patreon.
It costs nothing.
Costs $0.
Easy. Just get on Patreon and get on our poll. We'll put this thing up over the course of the week. We'd like to figure out how many phone calls we have to make saying, hey, man, you didn't make the cut next time.
Did you say get on our poll?
Get on our poll. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Any other history or fun facts about this album you want to tell the people?
Well, Senor Daddy. He was born Ramon Luis Ayala Rodriguez. He grew up in Vieja Kennedy, a public housing project in San Juan, Puerto Rico. He began recording mixtapes as a teenager in the early 1990s and sort of gained an underground popularity with DJ Palero's mixtapes, which comes into play later
Indeed.
on.
He's one of the co-producers, I think.
Yep. And early reggaeton, we talked about reggaeton a bit, faced some social stigma and government crackdowns in Puerto Rico because even though most of this music is fairly celebratory, there's a lot of political subtext to traditional reggaeton music, and they kind of wanted to shut that down. But moving forward, we have Barrio Fino was recorded in 2003 and 2004, and it was at Daddy Yankee's El Cartel Studios.
Olé.
Olé, yeah. In Puerto Rico. And you have producers like Looney Tunes, which...
I love that call out at the end. And then they don't do the mustard on the beat ho thing. They save Looney Tunes till the end.
They do. And here's the thing. So hip hop, reggaeton, Are there any other styles of music where they list the credits in the middle of the song?
It's amazing. No, I think it's distinctly this.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if John Lennon just started blurting out song
George Martin?
credits? Yeah.
Or actually, they would say Mr. Martin because
That's precisely right. But no, this is distinctly hip hop, calling out often people who you worked with, on
Dr.
it,
Dre.
collaborated. Yeah, exactly. And so that seeped over pretty nicely.
Yeah. This album debuted at number 1 on Billboard's top Latin albums and tropical albums charts.
I saw the tropical chart.
I had no idea that was a chart.
I think you and I should stretch for a tropical placement top 10 in our careers at some point in time.
That'd be cool. But now for folks like us, would it be like a Jimmy Buffett style tropical?
It would have to be. We just have to lean into our Chesapeake heritage over here.
Yeah.
Oysters are back, but crabs are expensive.
Yeah. In more ways than one. The album sold over 1 million copies in the U.S. in 2005, essentially exceeding maybe 1.1 million, becoming one of the best Latin albums of the decade in the United States.
I got 8 million copies worldwide.
C.
See. Ja.
Yeah. And it was certified platinum multiple times. And we've talked about this before. The Recording Industry of America, RIAA, they have different rules for what platinum means. Platinum in the U.S. is 1 million. And I believe we talked about this, I think, on Selena.
Yeah.
Because it was 45 times platinum at
But it's less competitive outside of the U.S., if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
But regardless, 8 million worldwide plus the streaming numbers you see here.
Yeah.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. So won the Grammy. He has 160 awards for this, 530 nominations. It's insane.
It's celebrated,
See.
to say the least.
Yeah. So, and then 2017, moving way ahead, that's where he co-wrote and was featured on Despacito with Luis Fonsi. So that's sort of
And that's a big moment too.
Yeah, that's got to be in the couple billions.
We'll
as
look
far
it
as
up.
streams.
That song,
Yeah.
there ain't a wedding I haven't DJ'd at.
Yeah. To me, that's a meme. That song, it's so
Of course,
popular.
you get played so hard. It's
Yeah.
the reggaeton Wonderwall.
It's the reggaeton Macarena.
Oh my gosh, that's actually better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Shall we take a little bit of a break?
Yeah, let's talk to one of our sponsors. We'll come back to the first half of the album. It is a long one, y'all. 21 songs. And if you look on Spotify, you're actually looking at 23 because they dropped 2 remixes at the end. We'll just be reviewing the 21 song original.
21. So here's the deal. Tears of Ale didn't exactly make me a hero. Sure, it sold a few bottles, but then got recalled due to an unidentified slimy film and excessive glass fragments. Most people would have quit, but not me. I had to brew again. You see, I'm being blackmailed over supposed inappropriate relations with Pablo Ramirez's comfort goat from the senior center. As it turns out, his goat has a surprisingly large social media following, and Pablo wants me to brew another batch of beer for the goat's cousin's quinceañera, or else the pictures will go viral. After Tears of Ale, I needed something bold and hopefully mold-free. I really wanted something that would smack me in the face like Father Timmons after I shoved my finger up his nephew's nose to stop his damn nose from whistling. I sat in my thinking spot till my legs fell asleep. Once I dragged myself off the shitter, I got to work and created Grievance Porter, made from the best ingredients I could come up with, including 2-row barley smoked lovingly in a Coleman cooler hot box with 48 packs of Newport Lights. Fig Newtons I swiped from the county fair prize booth, crushed in my back pocket, put through the wash, then dropped into the boil. Then I picked some Heritage gas station pellet hops, carefully matured inside the sun-baked glove box of a 1997 Ford Ranger, It includes expressive notes of desiccated pine car freshener, vinyl dashboard off-gassing, and the faint citrus of an expired 5-hour energy. Then the yeast I harvested from a tilt-a-whirl operator's thermos. The water was drawn straight from my rooftop rain collection barrel. Then finally, a single OB tampon found on the floor of a Melissa Etheridge concert, then ceremoniously tossed in at Flameout for mouthfeel. This beer tastes like the bottom of an auto mechanic's boot and smells like a long-hole trucker's taint. Its finish kinda reminds me of that time I took a swig off a Snapple bottle that I used for dip spit, thinking it was lemon iced tea. So here it is, Grievance Porter. A beer that goes down as hard as I did after getting kicked in the nuts by that mime on rollerblades. It has a robust flavor that's not for everyone, but hopefully Pablo's Comfort Goat likes it. Grievance Porter. A beer for men who should know better, but forget to.
So, is glycerin safe to consume any way that's not through the mouth?
If you're referring to the song, it is absolutely not safe to consume at all.
Yeah, Gavin is not my favorite piece of consumption. It was Gavin Rosdale, right?
Yes, it was.
Who did he date? Stefani?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Gwen Stefani. Gwen Stefani, honestly, the only time I really want to see her is on Space Pants.
Yes.
Shout out SNL if you haven't watched. It's not called Space Pants. It's Peter Dinklage and Gwen Stefani. If you just Google that.
Yeah.
She looks good in her space shorts.
Yes.
Or is it a space skirt? I'm not sure.
I think she's wearing space shorts.
Yeah.
Yes.
She misses some cues, but it's still Gwen Stefani.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Hey, you. So good. Space shorts.
Who else is in that one? Pete Davidson's in that one.
Yep.
And there's a good cast.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this album here. This album, as we mentioned earlier, it's kind of a mixture of, some reggae roots, some calypso roots, a lot of hip hop roots. Mm-hmm. And if you want to pull from the hip hop universe, kind of monologue, introduction, interludes, these are things that you see a lot in that field. And this one, sure enough, starts off in a song wisely named Intro.
Yes.
And a song might be short selling it.
It's not a song. There's some music. It's mostly a monologue.
It is indeed. It's about a minute and 20 seconds long, and it has minor strings and street sounds, and I didn't look the monologue up, did you?
So it's performed by the ex-convict poet by the name of Gavilon, and it's really just talking about, so Barrio Fino translates to fine neighborhood, and it's a little bit more than neighborhood. It's more like a district or a region. So
sure.
So it's not neighborhood, it's like my street. It's
the same way you talk about neighborhoods in New York City or boroughs.
Yeah, like Soho or yeah. Things like that. And so it's really just talking about more of the humble side of the poor neighborhoods or barrios, right? So they're actually referred to as barrios in Puerto Rico, and you hear Barrio Fino like just pronounced throughout this album.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Almost once a song, it feels like.
Yeah, which is probably why they called the album that, yeah. I don't have much else to say on it. It's pretty quick. It's a monologue.
Yeah. So
I tried to look into Gavilon's like origin story. I couldn't really find much.
Okay.
It was like Soweto.
So be it. So we'll get into our first piece of musical content at this point, and that's song number 2, King Daddy,
which translates to
King Daddy.
Correct.
I did that one myself. Almost 28 million listens. Everything on this album is in the millions by a long shot. So it's safe to say it's earned its 38th most streamed place or streamed artist.
Yeah.
Song's only 2.5 minutes long, and though the album does have a ton of songs, they're all quite short. Only a handful of them punching over the 3 mark in a significant way.
Yeah, the song is 96 beats per minute in the key of B flat.
Indeed, I had F sharp major, but sure.
You got a major key on this album at all?
I'm joking. That's just what ChatGPT fed me. It's always wrong. And yeah, I accept your joke, because you're gonna kind of fall into a trance in a way here over the course of this album. not a spoiler, but there's a dark tone over a lot of the songs, minor keys, simpler chord progressions with lots of layers of different instruments.
Yeah. Most of the songs, not all of them, but a lot of the songs are 2 or 3 chords songs.
Yep.
They're either, in this case, it's B flat to B. It's just our half step.
Uh-huh.
You could say it's Phrygian, but that's being a little generous. And then sometimes it's a whole step. And every once in a while you hear a minor third. So it's like usually 1, 2, minor 3.
You kind of tag it on the way up or the way down.
Yeah. There are songs that have full chord progressions, but most of them are just... And what's interesting is when you're rapping, you're not necessarily always going for a pitch, but I think with reggaeton, because very often it is monotone, he is matching the pitch or the chord change very often.
I'd like to think it's voluntary and not involuntary because...
Oh, I agree. Yeah, completely. Yeah. It's not by accident.
And often he's pretty on top of it. This one, they kind of set it up in a really nice way to get your ear going for what you're about to sit through for the better part of an hour, right?
Yeah.
Just over an hour. If you do without remix version, 66-ish minutes.
Yep.
So they established their clave, which we'll get into kind of what the soca pattern in clave sounds like later.
Yeah.
And one thing that hits me immediately is that when I play a soca beat, I play it on a drum set, and I use my snare drum either cross stick or down to the middle of the drum. This one sounds like kids at the lunchroom banging on a table. Did you notice the sound of these? Like, there are sound source choices for this rhythm that's repeated the whole time. They've changed their sources quite a bit.
They did, and I don't think any of these are performed. I think they're all programmed, but the samples at least.
Yeah, I mean, and you're talking, a sample bank that's 20 plus years old at this point. Too.
Yeah.
And stuff coming out of, Puerto Rico is probably not the highest caliber in 2004. He didn't have his name for himself to the Gasolina is already released. Despacito exists.
The production value on Despacito is higher.
Insane. Yeah. Here, you have to think that they're probably working with a B+ toolkit. They're not working with world leaders at this point.
True, but I also don't know how much of that is also just idiomatic.
Sure, sound design for your area.
Yeah.
They then layer in a lot of kind of hip-hoppy-esque inspired synths. Not a ton of them.
No.
And those two strike me as dated or of the time.
Yeah.
A couple of them sound a little cheap, but I think that could have been by design as well.
I think so. And this is in the hip-hop tradition. He declares himself song number 1, King Daddy, the king of reggaeton.
Yeah.
And he sort of puts himself in the LeBron James, Michael Jordan, because one of the lyrics is, I've translated, is, but LeBron James will never do what Jordan did. And the shooting guard of reggaeton, no one shoots better than me.
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, in all fairness, in honor of Jordan, at the end, he screams, Looney Tunes!
Looney Tunes! Where we start getting the credit.
Yeah, so that's his producer. Now, I mean, I'm sure he likes Bugs Bunny as much as the rest of us, but that's a production credit the same way that you would get any other producer yelled out.
As well as El Cartel. He mentions that too. Yeah.
That one, I feel like, slips under the radar more for me because it just doesn't...
Because you think he's part of the cartel? Is that what you're saying?
It just flows differently. It's not the words Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes!
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think this is a tasteful way to enter the album. I think this is a nice amuse-bouche.
I agree.
Scooting on to the third song. Is it Dale Caliente?
Yeah.
I did it.
Turn up the heat.
You almost double your listens up to 46 million. Mm-hmm. And you start to pull some of these, the reggae from reggaeton out.
You do. This is a song at, again, 96 beats per minute, and now in the key of A flat instead of B flat.
Ooh, whole step.
Yep. And it's a whole step chord progression.
There you go. And so they changed one thing.
Yeah.
But they got this kind of Jamaican call out guy at the beginning. Mm-hmm. I love doing the brups,
Yep.
And you think you might get something that really feels different when I hear that. I'm like, oh, I might get like a backbeat 2 and forward. Nope.
Right.
Drop into that soca beat, baby.
Yeah, and I don't want to beat a dead horse on this, but pretty much the majority, at least the front half of this, starts off with a fairly interesting intro, and then you just get into this. And the reason we'll probably start laughing about this the reason I'm mentioning the beats per minute is eventually there's a theme that's coming.
Sure, and the songs do tend to blend together a little bit when you don't move through the diatonic scale very far, and you don't change your tempo, and you don't change your style per se.
Right.
Here, the only thing that they're really changing up that's caught my ear is they start to really lean on some 505 and 808 drum samples.
Yeah.
And it was, by this song, I went, I haven't heard, which in American hip-hop you get a lot of, bass.
They're
really not putting much bass into this. I mean, the lowest frequency to me is whatever kick drum that they use. But you're not getting a supporting bass note, though they do flirt with some 808 bass tones here that kind of do double duty.
Yeah.
But you don't have a moving bass line.
Yeah, I mean, in the first one, no, actually, in this one here, there's like a saw synth that's hitting those low frequencies, but not bass frequency. It's not going to vibrate your car.
No. It's like an octave up from where you think it ought to be.
Yeah, you won't have diarrhea.
Yeah, you also get some of the traditional Latin stuff. There's like a really good like timbale and hand clap thing going on in the background. It keeps some cool syncopation going. It's just enough to truly be a different song from the one we just heard.
Yeah.
But while staying very much in the same camp.
Yeah.
Anything else on that one?
No.
Do you want to introduce the next one? Because I am not going to say that.
No Me Dejas Solo.
Yeah, that.
Featuring Wishin and Yandel.
This one spikes up a ton, 222 million listens. Typically, that stuns us on another album. In here, it's not even third highest.
It's a mosquito fart and a hurricane.
Beautifully said. A Florida man just cried.
96 BPM, key of A flat.
Who would have thunk it? Here, the thing that starts to stand out is you start to get some singing. Some real, like half the song is singing, and some harmony too.
Yeah, it's nice.
Is that Daddy Yankee? I don't know, because there's two other people on here. There's Wisin and Yandel.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he may be singing. He does sing on this album.
A ton.
Yeah. And so I don't want to dismiss that. I didn't look into that, but I'm guessing it's Wisin and Yandel who are carrying most of that. Like
you get a female into the song as well.
Yeah.
Kind of doing some response lines. And so that's a nice change up. No, the tempo hasn't changed. No, the key hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But we or did the key change by a whole step again? I'm losing track.
So B flat, A flat, A flat.
Okay, so we're in the same key.
Yeah.
And we're in the same tempo.
Yeah.
So this is almost like a DJ spinning at a club right now.
Right.
You're smoothing, like when I'm looking at my DJ list and I'm on Serato, I'm literally looking for songs that either share a tempo or within a few BPM of a tempo. And it's great when you don't have to, jarringly move several, tones away from, whatever key you were in. With that said, as a listener on an album, if you're not critically listening, it can probably get a little drony.
Yeah. As someone who doesn't speak Spanish, I can't get into the lyrical content. So
did the message change?
Right. Did the message change? What am I getting here? So all I have is harmony, melody, and rhythm. And there's very little melody. There's more melody in this, which kind of brings it out.
I'll pay Daddy Yankee a compliment too. I mean, he's incredibly consistent with his delivery.
Yes.
Oh my God.
And rapid fire in many cases.
And it sounds the same for better and for worse. He never needs to double himself because it would be the perfect double, right?
Yeah. Actually,
he does it, but he does it quite a bit.
I think on Deli Caliente, he's doubling himself in the chorus. When he's singing that out, I think that's doubled.
Is there the first guitar of the album on this one?
There is guitar on this. I'm not sure if it's the first.
I feel like up until now, I haven't heard a guitar.
Yeah.
This is the first one I was like, okay, there's this clean guitar thing going on. It might be post-chorus. I was like, that guitar. It's electric, but still, it's there.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. Yeah.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. That's not the Macarena. There's some other fun sounds. There's some car sounds.
There are cursing.
There's like this spam button MPC digital timpani roll that they use.
There's that too. Yes.
And they use that in their breaks to, after a verse into a chorus. And you'll notice a pattern throughout the course of this album if you indulge yourself. Very popular thing to do in hip hop is, to have these kind of like everything drops out in just one or two sound sources before you drop into your choral line.
Yep.
And that is displayed here.
Idiomatic.
Pretty much poster boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good melody. Still no bass line.
No bass. And I heard it's all about that bass.
See, quite the opposite. Trainer is not on this one. All right. Anything else on song 4?
I have nothing else.
Which brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to the reason you all showed up to this party. Song number 5.
Gasolina.
Sitting at an incredible 1 billion with a B, 0.216. That'd be 1,216,000,000 streams. Mm-hmm. Ouch. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And this song, this is the one. This is the one I knew.
This is the banger. And here's what's interesting about this one is while this is still 96 BPM, when it comes in hot.
There's some energy about this thing.
So they're playing like these. Actually, they're playing like 30-second
It's
notes.
16th and 30-second note combinations.
Yep.
It's like that I believe that we can win chant.
Yeah.
But sped up to, double, sometimes triple that 96.
Right.
So you can start to get the skittering thing almost reminiscent of where trap music goes. Mm-hmm. You have this whoo call going on.
Yep.
It feels like a war chant.
Yeah. And then,
It's quite exciting.
It is. And then, of course, once it gets into it, it's boom, check 'em, chop.
Yep.
Check 'em, chop. It gets in there.
Fidelity-wise, it's cooking, though.
It is.
Like
yeah.
they did something. There's an exciter. This one feels different than its counter the predecessors.
Well, it's in the key of F.
Hey, we've moved.
We've moved. I mean, but that actually, given all of these changes, right? So we have that excitement, right? The rhythmic excitement, even though the core pulse is still 96 beats per minute. Every song so far, 96 beats per minute. But now that we've changed the rhythmic excitement level, coming right in, like we're there, and half step, which still is exciting, right? Because it's F to F sharp is what's happening there. And even with the tempo, when it comes in, it makes you want to move, right?
It does. It demands it. It's like a really straight marching band that goes into this nice hip swinging soca.
Yeah.
What I think it does is it does what you hear in a lot of EDM and house music. It has it's like a riser effect because your chord is ascending, or your chord changes ascending.
Yep.
You get this big. Think about that moment in that in that Lil Jon Shots tune that gets everybody so big.
Yeah.
It has that same effect, right? And it also has some cool effects going on. They end up throwing a low pass filter over the vocals, kind of on the left-hand side, and it gets this cool scratchy texture going on all before you drop into that crazy chorus. And let's be frank, it's hilariously fun to just scream Gasolina.
All right. Give me that gasoline.
Yeah,
That's basically what they're saying.
Feels big.
Yeah. So here's also something that is interesting. I'm going to get a little nerdy here. So in the verses, Daddy Yankee is whipping out some pretty fast sounding content. And so I've always noticed this, and I'm sure you've noticed this too. When you hear someone speaking a foreign language, it seems like it's rapid fire.
Yeah, it's intimidating. Doesn't matter what you're speaking.
Right. And there's something to that. And mostly it's because if you don't know the words, you're not hearing the word breaks. You can't group it that way. You're hearing the individual syllables. And linguistics refer to Spanish in a lot of those languages as a syllable timed language, which basically means every syllable gets roughly the same amount of time. And on average, Spanish is spoken at about 7.8 syllables per second.
Wow.
Now, English is what they call a stress time language, and we're more like 6.2 syllables per second. Even though it doesn't sound like we're speaking fast, if we had no idea what we were saying, it probably sounds like a lot of crap.
Sure.
And a good example of the difference there, so let me, before I get into that, is what's interesting is even though Spanish does more syllables per second, the information flow between English and Spanish is relatively the same. So even though you're getting more syllables, technically English is a little bit more, I guess, efficient.
That's American efficiency.
Well, it's English efficiency.
I know.
So a good example of that in and of itself is the word apartment. So apartment.
Yep.
3 syllables. In Spanish, it's apartamente. There are 5 syllables to get the same amount of information across.
Got it.
And so when you hear that, so there's something to that. So it sounds like he's ripping through here. So I did a little bit of research and back of the napkin math on this. So in the verses, 96 beats per minute, he's actually singing 16th note triplets is what he's singing there. So that is 567 sounds, pulses in a minute. You divide that by 60, that's 9.6 syllables per second.
So he's exceeding general language.
He is. So then you look at some of our rap, like heroes, fast rappers, Eminem.
Sure.
Rap God comes in at 9.5 syllables per second.
Okay, so he's got Eminem by just a fingernail.
Except for when you get to Godzilla, he's between 10.65 syllables per second and 12 syllables per second.
Ooh, wow.
Godzilla's freaking impressive, right? And what's cool about Godzilla is there's I don't know how well you know that song, but basically it goes from complicated to quick to really quick. And it's really cool how he's like, now I'm getting a little bit faster. Like I'm trigger happy packed, and he's going through that thing. And then once he starts going, it's insane. And as someone who can speak English, what Eminem is great at is enunciation. I can understand everything he's saying, even at 12 syllables per second.
That is one of his hallmarks.
Right. But to say that, now the thing with Gasolina is Daddy Yankee is doing bursts of that. Eminem is sustaining it for, a minute or two when he's doing that, which is bonkers. But I just thought that was an interesting sort of tie-in.
Something tells me Daddy Yankee would be pretty happy to be in the same conversation.
I would think so.
I would be.
Yeah. I think Eminem's maybe in the 20s as far as streams right now.
Yeah, I would believe it.
Yeah.
He's got so much content.
Yeah.
No, this song made a massive dent in the world and the club scene. And, I think they could really, you can kind of hang your hat on this. Funny enough, having listened to this album a bunch of times, Gasolina, if I didn't know it, it's a top 3 for me. I just like this song. I love the energy. I love the way it's used. I don't think there's any dead space in it. It's just over 3 minutes. It's fun and interesting.
Yeah, I agree. This is up there for me.
You shoot this one into space so the aliens can hear it and be like, this is a good example. You know?
Yes, of reggaeton.
Yeah, I think it's pretty great.
Yeah, it's fun.
All right. Dan, you can take a break. I got this one, okay?
Okay.
Song number 6. Like You.
Ooh, I have the translation.
What?
Like You.
Yes. That's in English. This one doesn't quite perform as well as Gasolina. It's at 9,680,000 streams.
Yeah. Is it because it's in English?
That may be one reason.
Is it because it's sung?
It may be one reason.
Is it because it's F minor?
To
C?
Welcome F minor to C.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, real quick on Gasolina, bass line.
Yes.
There's a 1/5 bass line. Hell yeah.
Yes, there is.
I missed that. I think that helps. It really
Yeah.
helps to get the frequency going. All right.
And also one other thing that's nice about Like You is it's 95 beats per minute.
Okay, so we lost a whole beat per minute. It's crazy. So this one kicks off pretty quickly with good old Daddy in English. Going, this is your boy Daddy Yankee.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're boys. Nice.
Nice.
I love this. And this to me, it kind of borrows the whole No Scrubs vibe by TLC.
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Or anything from that genre. I don't necessarily mean R&B girl band, but there was definitely a angsty, you did me wrong type of R&B vibe to it,
Yeah.
even though that's not necessarily the message.
Yeah. But there's some nice harmonies in this, vocal harmonies, and I like the call and response
Yeah.
nature of the song.
If you want, things that it reminded me of, kind of has a hip hop feel that you'd hear in like a Ja Rule or Eclipse tune from back then. Even if, and I hate to put him in the same category, even some what Jay-Z's early Hard Knock
Sure.
Volume 2 type production, it all sounded like it belonged in the time. So whoever's, producing this specific track really had their ear on that. I feel pretty strongly.
Yeah, I think so too. I actually like the song. It probably resonates with me because I understand the lyrics, so I have just that much more to grab on to.
Well, it feels like a massive change. It also, though, is soca, doesn't feel like a hard-hitting soca the whole time.
Yeah. So when we were pre-gaming a little bit for this, I had made the assertion that it takes 11 songs to get out of a soca beat. And you're like, no, it comes in at like you because it starts off sounding like it's not going to do that.
And then it does
I'm like, skip ahead, brother. And yeah, like,
yeah, it got me.
It got you.
I do know who produced it because at the end they yell, Looney Tunes! So Looney Tunes has this one. There's a couple of other little hallmarks. Like you keep using that word tonight, I'll stop. But are little artifacts, if you will.
So shoeboxes instead?
Indeed, that you can find from hip hop. There's these little kind of drum hits that were reminiscent of stuff that you would have heard from like NERD or Pharrell's production. So yeah, this one to me, though it's sung, has the R&B roots. It's very, very hip hop heavy, specifically like East Coast USA hip hop heavy.
Yeah, I don't like the MIDI guitar.
I don't like most of the choices of synth effects in this song. They just sound a little canned and cheesy to me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunities up until now in this tune and in Dale Caliente as well, where I thought a couple of, analog or recorded instruments would have probably filled in the gap just a little better.
Actually, I would love to hear this album with a live band. There's really nothing on this that requires computers.
Yeah, I mean, there might be a couple like traditional synth things, but you certainly wouldn't be throwing a song away. I could live without the car sound, But yeah, this tune is I think the first real change up. Not just because the English, because it's truly more a song R&B tune. Yeah, and then it really does flirt with the hip hop groove more than anything so far.
And of course, the 95 beats per minute.
Of course, that big change. Song number 7, El Muro.
The Wall.
Is that what that? Yeah, nice.
See,
Pink Floyd. Yeah, your lawyers.
And again, now we dip down to 93 beats per minute.
Okay, you also dripped down to only 4 million streams too. This is so far, besides the intro to the album, which I understand is why it's skippable. Yeah, is our lesser performer.
Yep.
Why do you think that is?
I don't really know because, again, for me, a lot of this stuff, so far, there's not a song that we've listened to that I would turn off.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a fair statement.
I'm teasing these beats per minute thing to drive home a point is, and I try to think through this. So my younger son is really into a lot of experimental music, and he's got me into a couple bands that are pretty interesting. And they'll have like a 28-minute song that takes like 4 minutes for a chord to change. So I'm like, all right, so I have patience. So it's not that.
Yeah.
But what I think it is for me is these are all 2 or 3 minute songs. So there's supposed to be little packages of this is a thing. Now here's another thing. And when I'm not hearing a ton of variation, I think that's what it is. It's not because again, you putting away these songs on, I'm starting to start moving because that soca beat is freaking contagious.
It is.
It makes you want to move.
You said it so much better than me, but you said essentially the same thing. My notes verbatim are, this sounds like the 2nd/3rd song again. 2 chord change, some kind of break. I'm bored of this now. I like the Latin-inspired guitar, ? Fake thing though.
Yes.
I'm having you get to this part and it's like, okay, you didn't need 21 songs to show us this. Now, the one thing that we're discounting, obviously, is the lyrical content.
The message, yes.
The presentation actually hasn't changed a whole heck of a lot either, but the message, had we been throwing way too much effort into this and really sat down to code all of that and read against it, I'd like to think it's a different message.
Yeah, and there are some things on the second half of this that get into some political related things and like that. But most of these are basically love songs or let's party. Like they're fairly light in content.
The little bit of read-up research I did on this thing is like there's 3 themes on this album. They're either dance songs, they're either relationship songs, or their political songs.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Which is great. I've listened to albums that have a lot less content than that and still enjoyed them.
Yeah. So is this the legend of reggaeton?
The legend of reggaeton. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could take that. I think that's a great comparison.
Yeah.
Anything else on this tune?
No.
Would you like to introduce the very popular song number 8?
What happened, happened.
Oh, so beautifully said. Now can you say it in Spanish?
Lo que pasó, pasó.
Oh, I could have done that. Okay. Love it. This one has almost 750 million listens. So that would be 740 million listens. A little on the longer side for this album at 3 minutes and 30 seconds.
Because the hook is super catchy.
Very catchy.
Yeah.
I like this intro. I like it because you end up with these hand drums that feel very traditional. Mm-hmm. So, more like what you expect to hear out of like Latin jazz type stuff, out of a salsa, out of merengue. Like you start to hear traditional Latin style. Mm-hmm. And when my ear perks up to hand drums, I go, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And at 97 beats per minute, now we're cooking with gas.
We're there, baby. We're really moving fast.
Revving the engines.
And this one, oh my God. There is a persistent cowbell throughout this song.
Yes.
Another thing I think is beautiful. Park your meme at the door, everybody.
Yes.
And
it doesn't need more of it, but it is
exactly where it needs to be.
Yeah.
And this melody is so wonderful. I think you mentioned. It's like
the hook.
You can actually sing this hook back.
I watched a live performance of this, and it was like in an arena, and like the crowd was just like, because it's very repetitive. They say "Lo que pasó, pasó" like
a gazillion times.
Right. As much as the Pina Colada song repeats itself, and there's plenty of songs that repeat themselves, not crappy on that. But yeah, and the whole crowd is just getting down to what happened.
One song I got to get it on here just to make my testimony heard. A song that repeats way too much to the point where I don't want to listen to the song anymore. Like I don't even want to turn it on. Mm-hmm. I think it's such a great song. Is Adele's "Chasing Pavements," which also drives me nuts that she calls it "Chasing Pavements."
Yes.
But my God, they sing that chorus at the end like 10 times. I'm not even kidding. Mm-hmm. It's really obnoxious.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just a fantastic song.
Yeah.
Had to get that off my chest. There's a great piano. It's a synth piano, but it's still a piano that ties into the rest of the musical kind of the timbre here, the instrumentation, the orchestra backing them up. I like the style of this song about as much as anything on the album so far.
Yeah, I think this one stands out a little bit more to me. This might be my number 3. Gasolina might be number 4.
Yeah, I actually might bump Gasolina back and put this in my top 3 because I know I have another 2 on there.
Yeah.
But this song does it for me. The numbers don't lie. It's the second most listened to. Yeah, nope, just under. Third most listened to song on the album. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and this is one of those cases where I actually really liked. I liked Like You, and the crowd didn't. But that, again, that's the gringo in me. But oftentimes, I'm liking the songs when we're going through these albums. I'm liking the songs that aren't necessarily the hits, but I'm kind of in line with most of the hits on this one.
Yeah, they're pulling at me as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool to see that the populace agrees.
Yeah.
We're part of the big team.
Yay.
All right. Let's scoot on to tune number 9. Principe. To Principe. Yeah, there's no L. And this is not only Daddy Yankee, but artists Zion and Lennox.
Yeah.
And this one sits at 490 million, so half a billion.
Yep.
So popular tune again.
And we are creeping down to 94 beats a minute.
New key, though.
New key, A flat.
There it is. New key is if you haven't been around for one whole song.
Well, we're in E flat in the previous song. So actually what's interesting about that, I don't know if this was planned because harmony is not a big deal on this album. And sometimes I'm teasing some of this stuff, but it's not front and center. But
no.
But they're thinking about it. And for some reason they're putting their finger on whatever Casio chord they're putting it on, and then because they're not really, again, it's something to add interest, but it's not there. Even though this does have A flat, E, and G flat, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, cool chord choice, which kind of keeps your ear the whole time. I had a note about that as well. And, they're doing a good amount of vocal stacking and singing in here. Mm-hmm. So cool to sing over that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So that A flat to E, normally you would go to E flat.
Indeed.
Would be there. So the E is getting you into that flat 6 territory.
There it is.
Which is interesting.
I mean, yeah, I think it kind of just, I'd love to know what the tune's about, because does this chord progression support the message is a good one.
Yeah, and I apologize. I was going to dig into some of the messages. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to put in that research. So Tu Principes, your prince is what it translates to.
So probably on the love song side of things. Mm-hmm. This one has a couple of elements that really pop out to me, and I think gain its ground and listens on the album. Mm-hmm. The first is they have an insane snare sound.
Yeah.
It sounds like you took a Home Depot bucket and turned it over and just beat it. Like with, I don't even know what. Steak.
So to me, it was reminiscent of street musicians, like bucket players.
Totally.
Which would have been awesome if they just had a bucket player come in and just
bucket play it on the thing.
Right, yeah.
It would have made sense, actually. But
some of those guys have chops.
Oh, I love watching them.
Yeah.
They're all getting kicked off the street right now. But,
Yeah.
the sound that we will hear, you go back and listen, you'll hear what we're talking about. It's this big, hollow, deep thing that is sitting where the snare drum should be. Mm-hmm. It's playing its part.
And the part is?
Pop-boom,
pop,
pop, pop. But man, it sounds good.
It does sound good.
The other piece here is, are you familiar with a little band out of Cleveland, Ohio called Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I am familiar with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I am very well versed in Bone Thugs.
Okay.
Back when I used to work restaurant jobs, I would often sneak out the back of the restaurants and enjoy a jazz cigarette and listen to Bone Thugs with the dishwashers. And then my brother and I, for a very long time, we owned several albums. And what Bone Thugs and Harmony did so well, and if you need a good examples, go listen to anything off their album East 1999. That's the one that had Crossroads on it, but First of the Month, stuff like that. They really mastered the sing rap and took it to a level, because we had 4 distinct styles. I may have mentioned something like this in our Far Side episode a while back. And so everybody kind of had their own sound to them, but when they sang together and rapped together, they were so big on inflection, and it was really, really perfect. And their harmonies were fantastic, considering this was not like a traditional like Temptations type of recording.
Yeah.
This one gets into that it's reminiscent of Bone Thugs for me a little bit, and I really enjoyed that.
I can hear that, yeah.
There's also some really good synth choices and layering going on here. Mm-hmm. If you go back to the beginning of the album, you hear a lot of times where they'll enter a song, you'll hear 3 instruments. Mm-hmm. And then when they kind of change over to a pre-chorus or a chorus, they'll add an instrument in, or a second they'll add an instrument in, or take one out. Here, they're a little more thoughtful in their layering, and they really have chosen instruments that I think sound good. Mm-hmm. There's an electric piano, so a la Rhodes whirly thing going on here.
Some sort of suitcase.
Perfect. Yeah. Sounds good. It's playing off some tines.
Yep.
There's a chime, a really high 80s sounding chime used perfectly.
Yep.
And then some nice sustained string patches that create a drone.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I think it's a nice soundscape. One of the better digital soundscapes we've been set up with on this album.
Yeah, and actually the string patch, when we talked about Rufus and Shaka Khan, and we talked about like the guide tones and that sort of stuff, actually this wanted me to go back to like, God, I wish you actually just had a string orchestra to put that in there.
Totally.
It would have really sweetened it up.
Overall, I think I speak for both of us right now when I say there's nothing on this album that couldn't have been enhanced by a live player.
Yep.
It just would have helped more.
Yep.
Not crapping on what we have, but man, this could be really cool performed with a 15-piece band. Get ELO in here to be your backline.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
Some guy playing the gas can. Overall, I do like this tune a lot. I think the melodies and the pulse and the soundscape all work here.
Yeah.
Cool. Scooch on. 10. I can't say this. You can say it.
Yeah?
Yeah. Or can you?
Kintame?
Hey.
Tell me.
Tell me why this is only at 8.5 million listens.
because one, it is 87 beats per minute.
Oh, slow as mud.
And it has a pan flute. And I'm not sure that Zamfir really is resonating here.
This is so bad that I couldn't think of the word pan flute, so I wrote jungle flute in my notes.
Actually, it doesn't bother me, but it's corny.
Pizzicato string and jungle flute.
It is a pan flute, which is actually culturally appropriate for sure.
It is indeed.
Yeah.
But it's the only time on the whole album you'll hear one.
Yeah, and it's actually, I think, the only real
instrument in there.
Yeah.
There is,
and I'm only saying that because it has the intonation problems that a pan flute has.
Yeah, and it has these trails. They put a ton of studio reverb on it, and you can really kind of hear it decay.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because then you end up with this acoustic guitar that's obviously fake.
Yeah.
And you're like, come on, one of y'all knows a badass acoustic player somewhere.
They've got to know somebody. When I was in college and I had this job that I was selling T-shirts to tourists in downtown Crossing in Boston, Massachusetts, and in my T-shirt cart. So I was a cart in downtown Crossing, and the cart next to me was this roasted peanuts cart, and it was this Argentinian gal, and I think the whole peanut thing was run by this Argentinian group, and there happened to be this Argentinian like pan flute group that would come out that were somehow affiliated, and they were awesome because they had like a bass pan flute. It was like all this like it was
This all
amazing.
just reminds me of that episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah,
the one where Elaine dances. They did the flashback to her doing the dance to the pan flute people after the Christmas party.
Yes.
Oh man, yeah, you can't miss that. That hits your ears within 10 seconds of being in the song. Not even.
Yeah.
There's a great bass line on this song.
There is,
which I was like, thank you. I mean, I've played not a fair amount. Whatever is just not minimal, but not fair. Mm-hmm. I played some Latin jazz. Mm-hmm. And the bass playing in Latin jazz, especially if you look at these modern players, is stupid. I mean, and I'm not saying this is Latin jazz, but I'm just saying the Latin culture bass lines have so much to offer. Even some just the pocket lines, just 1/5 stuff it's something you'd hear on like De Colores.
Right.
Still, it rounds out the music. So when bass comes in, it'll always catch my attention.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one where I think it would be so much better with just humans.
Agreed. It's an easy listen. I like the song enough. Mm-hmm. It's a fine way to kind of cap off the first half of the album.
Yeah.
What do you say we go to our sponsor and then we'll tackle the second half?
Let's do that.
Primeape is the gorilla mask kit that gives you everything you need to transcend the ordinary. Each kit is carefully curated, perfectly balanced and designed for the discerning adventurer who demands the very best. Primeape provides top quality textures, scents, and ingredients. Primeape provides it all. Choose your experience with multiple color options: black, brown, red, or blonde, each selected for maximum aesthetic and primal appeal. Every kit includes our proprietary applicator system, a squirt bottle engineered for accuracy, paired with our patented whisker mist hand fan, designed to elevate the experience and ensure proper hair placement. Every detail is optimized so you can focus entirely on going further than you ever imagined. Our supplies are sourced from the finest origins, some familiar and some exotic, and some that will make you question everything you thought you knew about human indulgence. Primeape is for those who crave effortless transformation. For women seeking the full experience without a man. For men who don't want to wait to give it another shot. That's how you do it. Each kit guarantees satisfaction. Primeape Gorilla Mask Kit. Go beyond what anyone else dares to imagine with the best gorilla mask money can buy.
Thank you, Primeape.
Carl,
Yes.
how is your soul?
Like on average?
Yeah.
5.7.
5.7?
Yeah.
Is that inches?
No, I only measure in centimeters in the studio.
Got it.
So quite small.
Right.
Quite small soul. Today it's lesser because I'm obviously under the weather if the listener cannot hear my mouth breathing and choking. But on average I'm sitting at about a 5.7.
That's good. And I appreciate your mouth breathing because I'm normally the mouth breather in this podcast. So I appreciate the fact that you're taking up the mantle for me.
I think that term really found its footing on Stranger Things, right? That I was familiar with the term before then, honestly, and I'm sure you were. But they really made that thing happen.
Do you know that mouth breathing actually contributes to crooked teeth?
How so?
So, as human beings, we're supposed to breathe through our noses, and we unlearn that. Babies breathe through the nose. We're supposed to breathe through our noses. Breathing through your mouth is supposed to be an emergency response. But somehow, some of us, including yours truly, become mouth breathers. I happen to have sinus problems. And literally, the act of breathing through your mouth can help put enough pressure on your teeth to make them crooked. And as you know, even though I had braces twice, I have a fucking snaggletooth in my mouth because
Because you're a mouth breather?
Because I'm a mouth breather, and probably other things, like when I had braces the second time, they didn't tell me that wearing a retainer was a lifetime chore.
Oh. You're like,
So.
I wouldn't have signed up for this in the first place and just saved myself the pain.
Correct.
Boo hiss.
So breathe through your nose. It's better for you.
Singing, it's really challenging to only breathe through your nose. And right now, I have to breathe through my mouth. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to judge people with poor teeth and just call them mouth breathers. No, I won't.
All the British.
My people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome back. I doubt anybody's joining us exactly halfway through the album, but in case you forgot where you were or you cut us off on your way to work, we are halfway through Barrio Fino by one Daddy Yankee.
That is correct.
And we enter this album on song 11, which is called...
What's it called?
No, you do it, dude.
No, you do it.
No.
No.
Santifica tu Escapula.
Sure.
That's why you're supposed to do it. I'm so sorry, everybody.
So, what's funny about that is he did a pretty good job, except that that's not the full word. He has it truncated, so there are more letters in that word.
That's because That's because you and I were listening to Marshall Mathers and Chris Brown.
That's right.
Oh, okay. Escapularios.
That's as good as you're gonna get.
Okay, that's
sanctify your scapulars.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't got it, dude.
Yeah. So here's the thing: we are 11 songs in,
Yes.
and we finally get
A song that doesn't have a soca.
correct.
And so for once the beat's going to change. And that's pretty exciting. This beat has a funny thing going on to it. It's kind of got and the reason that it was truncated is we went back to go, which Eminem song beat does this remind us of?
Right.
And so we had a couple ideas. What was on the list there?
So we went back to the Eminem show, and initially I was thinking it was Drips, but it's not that. It could be Without You. It could be a couple other songs.
It could have been I'm Slim Shady. Yeah, I'm the Slim Shady. I mean, It has this kind of like, I called it an Oompa two-step.
Yeah. Yeah, so this feels like it's got some Eminem, even maybe some Coolio vibe to it.
You ready for a fun one?
Let's hear it.
And this is why you caught me off guard earlier when you said gorillas. Mm-hmm. It's like faster Clint Eastwood.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I ain't happy. I'm feeling bad. Boom,
Yeah.
stung, dung, dung, without the double tap.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, the Eminem song Godzilla, I keep wanting to say Gorilla. I don't know why.
Gorilla's a Bruno Mars song. Mm-hmm. And it's also, of course, the band from the UK. This is a catchy tune, but having the beat change, I think that's why we actually chose it to mark the second half of the album. Mm-hmm. Because this entire time you've heard Dan and I talking about this rhythm, the soca, S-O-C-A.
Yeah.
Tell us a little more about soca.
So soca, again, I've mentioned this before, is a portmanteau of soul of calypso. And to take this train forward, this originated in Trinidad.
Well played.
Thank you.
I'll leave the train horn in the recording.
Yes. It originated in Trinidad and Tobago in the 1970s, and it's considered an offshoot of calypso. And the main beat, it really focuses on this. Basically, it's a dotted eighth note sort of 16th note. And so basically, actually, the main rhythm is coming in on the and of one, the E of one and the and of two. So what I mean by that is if you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
Yep.
4.
So what you're going to have is that constant rhythm. And what you do is you kind of build up the rhythm from the bottom up. So you think about this, traditionally, you're going to have a 4 on the floor. What I mean by that is quarter notes on the bass drum, actually quarter notes on the hi-hat with your feet. So your feet are just playing these consistent quarter notes.
They're playing the count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep. And in a traditional soca, you have a hi-hat pattern, which is a 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E
16th,
and.
16th, 8th.
Yep. And then the actual clave comes in, and it's the of 1 and of 2, of 3 and of 4, and it kind of sounds like this. And if you put that all together, basically you have this full rhythm. Now on this album, the fancy hi-hat pattern is almost non-existent.
Yeah, I think we heard it once or twice.
Yeah.
And it's almost always not played on a hi-hat.
No.
It can be played on any amount of different kind of high-pitched hand percussion.
Yes, I think you mentioned a cabeza.
Yeah, that was one of them. That's the little metal chains around kind of an axis that you can scrape with your hand or shake.
Yep. Which I thought I always thought it's an interesting name of an instrument because cabeza translates to head.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because it looks just like a carnival treat or the blown up corn dog.
Yeah. So the traditional soca basically comes in on the of 1 and of 2. But there's another version that does show up here. And in the other version, if you go to Trinidad or even like west side of New York and you say play a cadence, that comes in where you have your snare beat hitting on beat 1. So it's 1, and 1, and, right?
Yep.
And so if that sounds familiar to you, that bop, 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 there's a very famous pop song by Mr. Ed Sheeran that comes in.
There's a couple of famous pop songs. In fact, what you can see as reggaeton made its way into the conversation and ushered by one Daddy Yankee himself and his colleagues, was a bunch of pop stars pulling from this, some pop producers, you would argue, first and foremost, going, well, this is funky and cool. Up until then, I think a lot of pop stars, we were coming into the 2000s, so a lot of it was EDM driven, right?
Yeah.
You know, now we get to pull from something a little more syncopated, encourages you to shake your ass, per se. And you end up with all these pop producers doing it.
Yeah. So to drive that point forward, here are a couple samples that you can listen to. And so the first one that you're going to hear is it's my version, but it's basically, you're going to recognize this, but this is Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. And now this one here is the song Delicate by Taylor Swift. And then finally we have Cheap Thrills by the one and only
Sia.
Sia.
Our girl.
Yeah.
Every time we get to say her name and get her onto our algorithm, I'm happy.
Yeah,
she works her tail off.
That song is awesome too.
That's my favorite of the three.
Yeah.
Though I cover the Ed Sheeran one a ton.
Yeah.
Because I don't like covering sing-songy stuff. So this one, because it moves the way I play acoustic guitar, that soca-driven reggaeton feel is really conducive to a more like rhythmic playing style on guitar, which is how I play.
Yeah, and that pop soca is permeated. Now that you've heard these things, you're going to hear them a million other times.
And it hasn't necessarily fizzled off. Maybe the high point and hype is not here as much. Pop radio will just chase whatever the fad is.
Yeah.
But these had a real moment. And it's weird because I wouldn't say it is a 10-year lag, but it certainly wasn't. It's not like Gasolina dropped and the next year people were attacking this so hard. It took a few years to kind of make its way through.
Yeah, and I think it just emerged out of this for sure. And now your pop stars are like, oh, this makes you want to move,
which is, I think, the goal.
Yeah, and it's really the E of one that but
Yep.
but like it drives you forward. It's a propelling rhythm.
It's anticipated.
Yep.
And I think that leaves something there.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the soca lesson.
Well, thank you.
Anything else on this tune you want to talk about?
No, not particularly. I mean, to me, I found this song a great relief because as infectious as that soca rhythm is, I needed a break.
Absolutely. Especially with this many tunes as well.
Yeah.
And we've been kind of railing on the keys of the songs and more so the BPMs of the songs and how they've kind of just become a lot of the same. So this was a nice kind of way to wake up the ears. It's also got a tuba.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, I've been talking about bass lines, but having that low horn and then a whole horn section with it, it was a real big switch up as well.
And I'll tell you, when we were listening to the Eminem show, we were scrolling through, I think it's that tuba is why I was thinking of the song Drips, because it has that bum, 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 bum. Like,
Yeah,
you know.
it starts off with kind of a more synthed out horn patch.
Yeah.
I think for me, the Clint Eastwood Gorillaz hit,
I think that's good.
the way that they play the bass in that piece has that kind of oof, that the weight the tuba has.
Yeah.
Yeah, fun tune. I like opening the second half on this. All right, let's move over to song 12.
Sabor, right?
Yes, Sabor.
Sabor a Milano.
And that is 11 million listens, so not the most popular here.
A taste of molasses.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, and this has a gentleman featured in it, which is Andy Montanez. Mm-hmm. And I'm an Andy Montanez fan.
Why is that?
I like his singing.
Yeah.
I assume that's who's singing.
Yes.
So
It's Andy Montanez.
this tune
He's
is-
a salsa legend, and that's what's interesting about this song is you get salsa for the first time too.
I love this tune. Traditional vocal, horns, hand drum, and piano.
Yes.
I am chuffed.
Yes. Proper.
And so the coming in, you get these really good sound sources, and I think that this is a really nice hybrid tune for, kind of like Latin dance music purists and these reggaeton heads who are younger. This is the kind of thing you could put on at 3 generations of family barbecue, and everybody's going to like it.
Yeah. Yeah. My only complaint of this song is I just wish there was more real instruments because it comes in so fantastic.
It does, and once the producer chooses, kind of his instrument package at that time, it does lose a little sizzle and sparkle.
Yep.
But the songwriting itself, pretty great.
Yeah. So would you put a taste of molasses side by side with a taste of honey?
No. I mean, song wise?
Yeah.
No, sir. I would not. But
So if you don't know A Taste of Honey by Herb Alpert and the Tijuana
yeah,
Brass,
no.
go listen to that
'Cause
bad boy.
The fact of the matter is that Herb Alpert stands probably, in my mind,
Yeah.
king, if not top 3 of all things Latin jazz.
Yeah.
And I love Herb Alpert. My first instrument after piano that I got to choose, I chose to play trumpet in the school bands.
Oh, I thought it was French horn.
No, but I was like trumpet 10. And so then the guy was like, hey, we need a French horn player. We don't have any. So I got upgraded. I went from trumpet 10 to French horn 1.
Right.
1 of 1.
Did your hand get all pruned?
No, it was fine.
Okay.
I had to haul that case back and forth, though, from school. And the way the French horn case works is it has this big-ass bell on it. And there's no way to walk with it next to you without hitting your shin into it repeatedly.
No, it's awkward.
Pain to carry. Beautiful instrument once you get the embouchure for it. And I like the role it plays inside of its ensembles.
One of my favorite instruments. French horn.
Yeah, and a very challenging one to play. It's trumpet, euphonium, trombone, all have a cupped mouthpiece. Tuba, this is not. It's like a funnel.
Yeah.
And so it's really, really easy to go sharp and flat. It's really challenging to hold a pitch.
Yeah.
And then you can shape your tone with your hand. The intonation, I think, sucks. It's got a string valve system, which is just never reliable.
It's asinine.
These things break.
Yeah.
But man, I love that instrument. Anyway, I thought that was this tune for me is easily a top 3.
Yeah.
Because the
It's
a blend.
It's the genre melding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I got once again, I'm going to pay a compliment over. I thought Andy's performance was fantastic singing. Daddy Yankee's performance is also awesome. It fits in kind of what I wouldn't say the rhyme scheme, but rhythmically he commands his part so well.
Yeah.
And isn't happy to share the stage. He's not. Doesn't sound like he's an egomaniac ever. Like he really likes collaboration, and he earned his place on this. I like this tune a lot. This is probably my number one.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. If I had to guess, I wish you had asked me at the
Done
beginning.
it blind, yeah.
Yeah.
This one.
I would put this one in, yeah.
Chains in for me.
Yeah. It's up there for me, 1 or 2.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No, thank you.
Let's scooch on. 13.
Yeah.
Ellen Puje.
So the J sound in Spanish is have you ever had a jalapeno?
Oh yes.
So-
Hala. Ellen Puja.
So I'm going to release my responsibilities as Carl has dictated and said that I am the native Spanish speaking person. And for the rest of this episode, we're going to put this on
Will
you.
you say it the right way after me?
I'll do my best.
Okay. It only has 3.2 million listens, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I kind of align with that. This one, I guess, to me, because the previous song is so strong. This one doesn't stand out to me very, very heavily.
There are 3 elements in this song that stand out.
Okay.
In this order. The opening into a fake digital sitar,
Well, yeah,
and then a chick making sex sounds the entire time.
yeah, and to me that does nothing for me.
No, not a very good song.
No.
There's my note says standard soca, bass is present, whip samples at the end crack me up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the whip. I forgot about the whip. Yeah,
About like 30 seconds from the end, they do these 2 whip samples, and all it makes me think of is the whip sample in the song "Whip It" by Devo, which is like my kid's favorite song in the world. He's 2.5, but it's like whoosh, and in the meantime, this chick is still moaning the entire song.
don't sleep on Devo.
I don't sleep on Devo. They were Kraftwerk before they were Devo,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I will say, "Whip It." If I never hear that song again, I'll be just fine.
Yeah,
But we hear it 20 times a day, and the music video is horribly disturbing.
Yeah.
Though it does have that one cool part where they have the dun, 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 where
Yeah.
it goes off the rails and it's 6.
Yeah.
And they're hitting that one chord to mark it.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. I'm mad that they got on this. Whatever. There's your treat, Devo.
Devo. You know what? One of my favorite songs by them is "Jerking Back and Forth."
I don't know. Of course it is. I don't know anything else on their catalog. Will they make the list?
They will not make the list.
Will Kraftwerk make the list?
Ooh.
Yes, they will, because that's so hipster.
Yeah. They might.
Remember, Rolling Stone loves to give people who started the thing a trophy. Kraftwerk started the thing.
Do they all have neckbeards?
Devo?
No. Rolling Stone.
I don't know, man. Yeah, that one I can say less about. Shall we move on to Que Vas Hacer? Number 14.
So is the word hola or hola?
Oh, Que Vas
Hacer. Hacer.
Oh, and it has the upside down question mark.
Right,
So
because
that denotes parentheses. everything in
preguntas
here
en
is a-
español. Yeah, so every question has a preceding question mark.
No. If you held Control 168 when you were a kid on AIM Instant Messenger, you could make that question mark happen and look cool while chatting with your friends.
Yes.
That's what that really is.
See.
This tune, almost scraping 5 million listens. And this one really teases our soul.
And why is that?
It kicks off with this cool wah-wah neo-soul-y sounding guitar.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, that sounds like my guitar.
Yeah.
I want that.
Yes. It's really nice. I actually really do like that vibe.
And they keep the vibe going. Yes, it's a soca. But to me, if you were to compare it to the R&B of the time, this one gives me big like Brandy,
Yep.
Monica. Dare I say that boy is mine for the collab?
Yep.
Tony Braxton, a little tiny corner of En Vogue. All of that really great female, powerful, driven black R&B of the late 90s into early 2000s, which is just so fantastic.
Yeah.
They stole some vibes from this, and I really like that. Now, here's the problem.
Okay, what's the problem?
There's this prominent female singer in the song.
There is a prominent female singer.
Which makes sense based on all the things I said. The problem is just she sucks.
She does.
She can't sing at all.
Yeah, I should have looked it up because maybe it's someone's cousin.
Her name is Maybe. MAY-BE.
Yeah. But I didn't look into any further than maybe.
My notes say more like meh-be. She's flat the whole song. And she tries to do this run after like the second verse. And it's just so bad.
It is bad.
My other notes say, you should have just hired J-Lo. You could have literally mashed this up with like If You Had My Love. Remember that tune?
Yeah.
That one's dope. That's the one at the end of the video. She throws her clothes off and walks with her butt into the sunset and the water.
Yep.
Fantastic. And isn't she Puerto Rican? I'm pretty sure she is.
Yeah, I think she is. Yeah.
She reps hard. So it's like,
Well, maybe he didn't have that clout yet.
I don't think he did. I don't think he did. But man, J-Lo would have smashed this. I'm not even a J-Lo fan. But like,
J-Lo can sing.
She knows what her kit is singing wise. She's not blowing anybody away singing, you know? But she stays in tune. Mm-hmm. Oh, it drove me nuts because I was liking the bones of it, only to really fall off.
And here's a case where maybe a little bit of auto-tune could have fixed that problem.
Do you remember Auto-Tune in 2004?
Yeah. Was that 97 when it really
all I think about is like the share. Do you believe? And that was used as an effect, as we've noted before.
Yeah.
But I do know this. In 2007, I first started working in Pro Tools. Mm-hmm. And Auto-Tune sounded like Auto-Tune. It was really choppy. We didn't really get into like the good being able to play with like Melodyne and like separate and pitch move for the public.
Yeah.
And people who didn't have gobs of money until like 2009-ish, I want to say.
Yeah.
Don't quote me. But yeah, in 2004, your Auto-Tune options were probably not great.
Yeah. So just learn how to sing.
Yeah. There's a guitar solo at the end, kind of.
Yeah. It's like Steve Vai, right?
Is it? I highly doubt.
It is not.
It's kind of just like someone's cousin hitting 4 bars of blues licks. But you know what?
It's well played. It's well played.
I want this song to be better than it was.
It is not better than it is.
I agree entire. Okay. Let's go to 15.
15. Salud y vida.
Hey, I was going to do that. I could have gotten it.
Okay.
I knew Salud and I know Vida. Mm-hmm. I would have said Salud y Vida. So yeah.
Salud y vida. Yeah.
What do you know what that means?
No.
I think it means cheers, Vida. No, I have no idea. 76 million listens, so pretty respected. Just under 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Oh no, this was the tuba. I was wrong.
I just followed you like a
you did.
Frickin' lemming.
So you know what? Then that's how this is going to go, folks. I know this because I wrote, did not have a tuba oompa 2-step beat on my bingo card. There's a horn double over the melody that's really, really nice. There's a vocal harmony on top of the chorus too that I really hope is Daddy Yankee. If so, that guy can sing.
Yep.
It's bouncy. It's giving off those Eminem vibes we talked about.
Yep.
Just move our deep dive over that away, y'all. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here.
So the song that we did talk about does have some of those Eminem vibes. I don't know how we
botched.
Yes.
I know how. We were handed 21 tracks.
Yeah. So we cross streams here. So everything we said about the stuff in what was it? Santifica tus Escalaparios.
Well done.
Thank you. Move that to this song. Let's move on.
Voila. 100 BPM.
Yeah. It's faster. Yeah.
That's right. Okay. And so this one, Intermedio Galivan. This is just an interlude.
Right. So Galavan, the same
gentleman who spoke at the beginning.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep.
It's just over a minute long. Helicopter. Reversed phrase effect. Ooh, that, you know?
Yeah.
Pensive strings reminds me of the cutscenes from Need for Speed Most Wanted on Xbox.
Yeah.
How's that for a dive?
That's pretty deep.
Do you think the algorithm will like pull up like an Amazon link for that now?
Oh yeah, they should. You know, we should get an affiliate so we can put that on an affiliate link.
I think who made that game? Probably EA Sports or something.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah.
This carries nicely though into song number 17. Mm-hmm. Which is Corazones. Corazones rolls in still with these pensive strings and these orchestra stabs. So they're like super popular in hip hop.
Yeah.
Plong. Every keyboard you've ever seen, even like the $100 Price Club one has it. Every sampling pad in the world has them preloaded. But the orchestra stab is as if you had 60 string players and maybe some woodwinds in a room, and they all hit the same note hard at the same time.
Yeah.
And I think it's used well. This is a hip hop beat. It's got a really cool bass filter in it that has like a kind of a wah-y dynamic filter. It reminds me of Genuine's My Pony.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. It's like between that and like the Daft Punk vocoder. Mm-hmm. It's an octave up, so it doesn't really get my big bass frequencies going.
Yeah.
But it still kind of is a neat effect. I think it's used well.
Yeah. I don't have much more on this one. I kind of like the overall vibe of this song, but yeah, I don't have much more to add to it.
I like this one a lot. I think that I like the production on it. They're doing a sidechain vocal thing at the end.
Oh, that's right.
With his delays, and he also has a high pass filter. And so the high pass filter, for those who are hearing that phrase for the first time, I don't blame you. It's the telephone sound. Like if you're talking to someone through a crappy telephone, it cuts out it only lets the high frequencies through. Mm-hmm. On top of that, delays. Yep. You end up getting this really kind of cool effect. He's going off for like a minute on some monologue. And so all of this is getting pushed through that. It creates a really nice effect. It's an intense song. I don't know what this dude is talking about, but you can feel the intensity in it, can't you?
Yeah. I mean, this is a little bit more in the spirit of that rebellion, right? In the translation.
Totally. It would feel like it too, coming out of the interlude from our Jailbird, right?
Yeah. So essentially, like in the translated version of this, they're talking about lack of education and fighting for food and political rights, and they need more teachers. There's a lot of stuff that's going on in the context of this song.
Without knowing a single lick of Spanish,
yeah,
like, you could kind of sense that though.
Yeah.
And I think that's good music.
Yeah, and of course, Corazon
is cheap to mid-level tequila.
It is a word, yeah. It is a word. So Corazon translates to heart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah.
And, there's no lack of heart of the city, heart of the, neighborhood type of music in this world. It's a common theme.
Yeah.
So this is theirs.
And this is really, even with the if you think about the intro coming in as like talking about the fine neighborhood, this intermission or interlude is now transitioning us to some of the strife of the album, and that's really the thematically. Some of these other songs, you just even though if you aren't listening to the lyrical content, you're getting that vibe that this is no longer a party album.
They're here to kind of seal a message at the end.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be the first time on the show we've kind of seen albums divided into smaller, either categories of songs or arcs, as we like to say, right?
Yeah.
Great. Scooting on to song 18. I'm gonna botch this one up, aren't I? Galope de Estando.
Yeah. Which translates to coup d'état, which is a French word
for revolution.
Revolution.
We're in it.
Yeah, we're in it.
This also features Tommy Vera. Mm-hmm. Not a popular song. Under 3 million listens. This actually, with the exception of the 2 interludes so far, is the least listened to song on the album so far.
Right. I don't really know why. Oh, here we go.
There it is. I needed one good sneeze. 2. All right. So, I didn't like the song.
¿Por qué no?
I wrote, this is like a flaccid Gasolina. There's no intensity, but a similar structure with breaks, chord chart, and melodies, similarities. Yawn. I do like Tommy's voice. It's smooth.
It is smooth. I like this maybe a little bit more, mostly from the mostly from the feeling of it. But I think this one here now, because it's coup d'etat, right? We're getting in here lyrically. If we do a translation, we get into the verses like, ready with my battalion, prepare for the coup d'etat. They don't want to quarrel with the Indian of the bad. It's hard. It's a rough translation, but basically they're talking about the fact that some of these neighborhoods are being like brought down and being repressed, and that's what the coup is. This is like Les Mis, basically.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I hear that.
Yeah.
And maybe having not listened to 17 tracks before it in a similar fashion, 10 of them in a similar fashion per se,
Yeah.
right? A lot of the same song structure.
Yep.
Intro, saying stuff, trying to hype it, soca drops, over verse, big break before chorus, but not that big.
Mm-hmm.
Chorus, still a soca, chanted vocal. I mean, it's kind of that same feeling again,
Yeah.
even if the messaging is different to me.
So that's actually my problem, though. My problem is you can get some of the vibe. There's definitely a vibe difference when
Yeah.
you get to the back half of this album, and there's a numbers difference. Like people give up on the party because this is not as fun to listen to.
No, not at all.
But it's also not so different to be compelling,
Yeah,
to listen to.
it just rides that middle lane once again.
right? For non-Spanish speakers,
Sure.
right?
If you're going to write a song about revolution, I want
Buffalo Soldiers.
big.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
No, truly though.
Yeah.
I'll take. It needs to shatter. Rage Against the Machine did it as good as
I
anyone.
knew I was going to say Killing in the Name.
Yeah,
Yep.
but like it has to be 11 out of 10 for me, and this one just didn't stand out from its colleagues as much as I feel like it maybe coulda.
So so we talked about the song Haiti on our very first episode with
Arcade Fire.
Arcade Fire, and how that is a song of revolution, but it has this actually that one I think it's about Haiti. There's a bit of a calypso groove that's going on in there.
It's the only time on the album there's a calypso groove going on.
But at least what they did, even though I found it exceedingly irritating, they had that siren drone
I
sound.
Remember that quite well.
Yeah, it was a production choice that they put in there.
It was effective.
It was effective. It just made what's otherwise a good song hard to listen to.
You could scramble the lyrics in this song and probably 6 others on this album, and I don't know that the song screams what the lyrics do. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can leave this one behind.
All right, should we move along?
Yes, please. All right, and so do I say dose on this one, or is it? Yeah, I guess I do, right?
Yeah, dos.
Dos majores.
Mujeres.
The J got me again.
J. Hotate. Shut
Soft
up.
J. Yogging.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
This song is just over 8 million listens. And it's kind of sitting in the same basket that a lot of these have been. It's 97 BPM, right?
Look at you. I'm not the only BPM.
Oh, I have them for every song. You're
Okay.
just the guy hitting them.
All right.
But is it just me? No, it can't be. Is he singing in a different scale than the song key?
There's something.
There's something happening here.
Yeah. Stop. What's that sound?
It is Daddy Yankee singing either a semitone or a half step over the entire chord, the scale of the actual song.
Yeah, it's quite uncomfortable from that perspective.
He was doing so well in my mind up until now. I was like, man, Daddy Yankee could kind of sing rap real well. I wonder if he sang in a different key and somehow production knocked it down like you can do. Just drop the pitch a little bit. Maybe he had a bad mix. I found it so distracting, I really couldn't get too much more out of this song besides the fact that he consistently sang the whole song, by the way.
Yeah.
Confidently. Just way sharper than what the chords would have asked for.
Yeah. So Looney Tunes, what's the deal?
Was it a Looney Tune? I didn't even write that at the end. Oh, I was a little mad about this one. I wrote vocal melody on intro is off AF. Is he sharp all song? Soca, synth, same old shit. There's my notes.
Yeah. So dos mujeres translates to two women.
Really? Mm-hmm. What do they call that thing on your on the Spotify song? The image that you can have like a little GIF behind it that just kind of rolls for a few seconds.
Oh,
If you have it on your phone, everybody has it.
Yeah,
right?
I was just talking about it. Yeah.
His was like these blinged out bullets, so I just assumed it was 2 bullets.
No, mujeres is women.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't terribly impressed by this, and mainly because I couldn't get over that singing faux pas.
Yeah, and this is just like a strife song, basically.
Okay.
Maybe that's why he's sharp. Maybe his balls are in a sling, and she's cracking out. I don't know, but it's
If
not
this was
enjoyable.
a creative art decision, forgive me. It's the first. It's
You don't have to like it. It's
a
fine.
weird time to put it in.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I got on this one. You?
No, that's fantastic.
All right. We're almost there. Song
right.
20.
Let's hear this one.
This would be Saber Su Nombre. Sabar Su Nombre.
That's amazing.
Did I do it?
Sure.
Okay. Saber Su Nombre.
Saber su nombre.
That's right. Oh, God, I'm the worst.
That's like in Inglourious Bastards. Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Yeah. Yes, this only has 2.2 million streams on the Spotify, which perplexes me. I don't like that.
Why do you not like that?
I like the song. First of all, you get some 80s inspired
Yes.
synth for once.
Yeah.
New drums, who dis?
Who dis?
It's not quite Lynn drums, but it's like you get some full different production you haven't gotten to sample yet. And it's soca, but something about their choice of instruments and sound sources just feels tighter.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I actually do like. I do have a note on the 80s synth, which is quite nice. Yeah.
It's cool to have it here. It kind of warms the ears after a lot of the not repetitive synth, but it's a new flavor.
Yeah.
On top of that, there's some nice piano playing in the song, which
Yeah.
drove it for me as well.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say on this. I don't know why 2 million. I feel like that's underrepresented. Maybe it's fatigue.
It must be because I have some ideas as to why. This one to me stands out as a cool demonstration of soca. Mm-hmm. It's a little on the faster side at 97.
It is.
But also there's kind of that Bone Thugs thing again, where you're getting a good blend of the sing rapping going on. This one is suddenly back in tune-ish, and so I'm definitely not going to go pick on the vocal performance here. There is a little bit of production, either volume or shine, that's fallen off here. It's just like
Did they get tired?
it almost feels like my ears fatigued as theirs did.
Yeah. I remember the first time listening to this. Very often, the first time I listened to this, I'm doing yard work, and I was like weeding in the backyard, and I'm like pulling up the weeds, and was kind of sick of weeding. And when I heard this, was kind of sick of what I was listening to. Not because it's necessarily bad. It's not a bad song. And I will say this, if I haven't said this already, there really isn't a song on this album that I would necessarily turn off.
I would.
Well, other than
Mejores.
Dos Women.
Yes. But
Other than that,
outside of that,
but from butts to nuts, front to back, I don't know necessarily that I want to, I guess, endure the entire album.
it's a long ask of listen, even though the songs aren't terribly long.
Yeah.
It's just you get some of this repetitive nature of it over time, and we're certainly not being native speakers at a disadvantage there.
Yeah.
Can't overstate that enough.
Yeah.
This tune I do think is a great way to close out. Really cool synth lines. They have some cool modulation effects going on.
Yep.
It's new sound sources. I'm appreciative of that. An exciter at the end of the track or something to give it a little more glimmer.
Yeah.
Especially because it's the end and the fatigue it's real,
Yeah.
Fatigue exists. That would have been a much shinier way to go out.
Yep.
Though I will say, song number 21.
All right. Here you go. This is your time to shine, my friend.
Outro.
Which translates to?
Outro.
Correct.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
And I intentionally called that song number 21. because this is the most musical moment on the entire album.
Which is interesting because we have intro, interlude, and outro, and most of them they're just monologues. But yes,
This one's pleasing. You end up with a great mix, first and foremost. You have beautiful actual horns. You have great sounding electric piano, EP style keys, a la Rhodes or Whirly, whatever it might be. You have a cowbell and a conga combination that's blended perfectly and sounds authentic, because it is. You have a great bass. His vocal timbre is excellent. He could be reading me a Chinese food menu. He could be reading me the dictionary. He could be reading me the Epstein list. I don't care what he's saying. I really like where his voice is like falls in this mix. It's really comforting. And I think it's the most musical moment on the whole album.
I have nothing to add to that after the Epstein list.
My final note is that this one sounds like it has Daft Punk level production.
With what you just said, it made me think of the Stooges. And remember on the Stooges album, all of a sudden, like the last song was good.
Yeah. This, ta-da. Not that there aren't some good songs before this. There certainly are. But if you were to look at the ratio
Yes.
of good to meh,
Right.
things that are earworms, you know, because of the sheer amount of songs, I think that this is at a disadvantage.
Yes, it stands out. And I'm not actually crapping other than Dos Mujeres. I'm not crapping on any of these songs. I would listen to any one of these songs.
I'd love to build my own choose your own sampler of 9. I think I could tell a really good musical story. And you know what? I'll even be as bold as to say, if I sat down and got familiar with the message of the lyrics, I bet I could probably put together something that was cohesive there too.
Yeah, I agree.
To create a collection. That's all. I'm not making the music. I'm just creating a collection.
Yeah. So with that, my friend,
Would I hit it?
would you hit it?
Personally, I don't know that I would hit it. However, I do think it's deserved of its place on the list.
100% agree.
It's not for Carl or Dan, but it's undeniable that this started the train. I like Daddy Yankee. I would listen to songs off of this again. I probably wouldn't buy the album, which is kind of my line of how I decide.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't buy the album. There's just not enough ooh-ah on it when you compare it to the rest of some of the other stuff we've listened to.
Yeah.
To make me go, wow. I think I'd find myself scrubbing ahead quite often.
Yeah. And the only thing I would add to that, 100% agreement, would not hit it, would not buy it. I would not turn it off if it were on. I would just never put it on myself. That being said, there are millions and millions of people who get the cultural significance of this. And I'm not here to crap on that art. Just to me, it's just not resonating to me personally.
I think I can speak for us both when I say we respect it.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And so there it is. By the way, fun fact, there's, if you, like I said, on Spotify, if you go, there's 2 more songs afterwards. They've remixed / bonus tracked Sabor Maleo. Will you please say it? Give us some dignity, man. I hate you.
love that. Keep going.
And Lo Que Pasa Paso. Those 2 have been remixed, and I didn't listen to Lo Que Pasa Paso, but I did listen to Sabor, and it's fantastic. It sounds like a salsa.
It's literally the best song.
It's so damn
Yeah.
good. So, but we're not allowed to use it because it's not technically on the original release.
Right. And really, I think the reason you and I like it is because the Sabore Milano actually comes in and we get salsa, which we talked about this already, and we like that salsa mix.
Oh, yeah.
And that just might more appeal to our senses, our regular sensibilities.
I like the live instrumentation.
Yes. And that's not what this album is about. So I do like those songs too. It's just, that's not what this album is, in my opinion. So
True. Look, if you haven't already, thumb through this thing, give it a listen. There's a lot of great stuff here. If you've never heard of Gasolina, this is a must-go experience. And if you sprats into Spanish, you should absolutely listen to this. Maybe educate us on some of the messaging that we missed out on.
yeah,
All right. Well, what do we got coming up next week, Daniel?
we have the album Control, or CTRL.
Oh, like on my computer.
like Control-Alt-Delete by
SZA.
SZA.
I'm excited for this one because I don't know nothing about SZA except she's really popular.
She is really popular.
Well, thanks for hanging with us. I'm Carl Carter Fansteel.
Hey, I'm a damn Woodard.
Ciao.
Adios.
That was a show about the album Barrio Fino by Daddy Yankee. Loves a soca and he is the king of reggaeton. Woo!
Backwards Beats Podcast is a Tune-A-Win production recorded live at Thought Shack Studios in Halethorpe, Maryland.
If you enjoyed the show, make sure to subscribe and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
You can find us at Backwards Beats Podcast on most platforms.
Share the love, and we'll see you next week for another deep dive into the next album on Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 500 list. Until then, salt your melons.